So, just when that couldn't get any better, MotoGP and F1 racing started this weekend, right? And I woke up, I was like, oh, fuck. Did I miss it? You know, did I miss him or whatever? And the F1 race, I'm not going to lie to you, I missed the first 30-something laps. So I watched the last half of the race. The MotoGP I put on during the Moto2 race. So, of course, I'm looking for the American there. Native of Los Angeles, Joe Roberts, who was in 8th place when I watched him, finished 6th, I believe. And then I watched the MotoGP race, which, I didn't realize that. I knew that Marc Marquez wasn't going to be in it. He had another difficulty. He broke his humerus last year, and he had some sort of complications or something that he's working out. But I noticed I didn't see. That's hilarious. I'm looking for Andre Dovizioso, and it comes up. Andre Dovizioso wife comes up first. And I wasn't sure if does this guy have a ride this year? Dovizioso man doubts MotoGP race return in 2021. Oh, he won't be back. Like that was my favorite rider in the main thing there. But anyway, he'll be back. Sucks he's not there. But I watched the race. And Maverick Vinales won it. It was a great race. I missed the very first lap because the people who were coming to switch the shit around in my office here came, and I was watching it live for once, first time since it's hasn't been on channel 220 on DirecTV. But what was amazing was is it Johan Mir or whatever? I don't know what the fuck his name is. He was in 2nd place last year's championship, and he's hanging on to the very end. And then he took a turn wide right at the end, and there was 2 Ducatis right behind him. And they did the old slipstream there. And then it's great. The announcers, and now, here come the Ducatis. Fucking screaming their asses off. I mean, nothing gets me off the fucking couch like MotoGP. It's fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. It was a great race. So I posted about it, and then everybody goes, I hope you watched that F1 race. It looks like Max Verstappen finally has a fucking car to compete with Lewis Hamilton. So I got all excited, like, oh, fuck. Did Max Verstappen beat Lewis Hamilton, right? Because Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes are just so fucking better than everybody else. I have to fight hating Lewis Hamilton because he's so fucking good. I mean, I understand they got more money and shit, so that's annoying. So anyway, I'm watching the fucking race. I put it on, and I'm like, and of course, Lewis Hamilton's in the lead. And I'm watching the race, and I'm watching. And all of a sudden, Max Verstappen just keeps closing the gap. He's behind 5-point-something seconds, 4-point-something seconds, 3-point-something seconds. They starts talking about the, what do they call that? Not the slipstream. He's going to have the, whatever the fuck they call it. Begins with a D. I can't remember anything. Because I'm doing 9 million things, obviously. So he gets right on his ass, and then Lewis Hamilton does something that you never see him do. He makes a fucking mistake. Turn 10, he goes wide. And Max Verstappen is right on his ass, and he's got that fucking whatever the fuck they call it. And, like the next place he has space, he goes to the outside of him. And, dude, I am jumping up and down. He fucking blows by him. And there's like fucking 2 laps left or something, 3 laps left, and I'm freaking out. Oh, my God, he's going to do it. It's going to be great racing this year. Woo! Right? Screaming. And then all of a sudden he just slows down, and he lets Lewis pass him. And my jump just slowed down. So I was just bouncing on my toes. I was like, what the fuck? The fuck just happened? Well, he had no back end. He was flying. His ass end was all over the fucking track. Max Verstappen had total control of his car. He went by him, and all of a sudden he fucking slows down. He lets the guy go past him. What the fuck is going on? And then the announcer's like, oh, he when he passed him, he wasn't on the track, so he has to let him go by. And I was just like, ugh. And he was still close to him, but I just knew. I'm like, Lewis Hamilton, does not fuck up twice. Once every fucking 20 races, he will fuck up. And then when you go by him, you cannot fuck up at all. And if you do fuck up, that's it. The race is over. And they were screaming and yelling. The announcers were screaming and yelling, trying to get me back up off the couch, but I did not get back off the couch because I've been watching since 2015. Okay, I'm still new, but I have watched long enough to know that the race was over. And I just was slowly sat down on the couch, sank into the cushions, and I just sat there expressionless. And, of course, Max Verstappen's car, because he got off the track, there was something in his tire. All of a sudden, he's having problems. He can't close the gap. Downdraft, that's what they call it. I don't know if he's going to get close. He's not going to get close enough. The fucking race is over. And I cannot tell you how disappointed I was that Max Verstappen didn't win. But then at the end of the race, I was still excited where I was like, listen, okay, Lewis Hamilton is the Derek Jeter, the Tom Brady, the Bill Russell, the Bobby Orr, the Michael Jordan of this sport. Okay? So, but all of those people, other than Michael Jordan, because Michael just had no competition, but all of those people needed, Joe Montana needed Elway. Bill Russell needed Will Chamberlain. Bobby Orr, I don't know if he had any peer, but there was still guys like Ken Dryden, just amazing goalies and shit. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, that great duel. And in the end, whoever's the best, A-Rod and Derek Jeter and Nomar was a thing for a while. And then just at some point, the greatest of all time just pulls away from all of them. So what I'm hoping is to get a little Brady, Peyton Manning thing going on here with Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. But it looks like Max Verstappen has a great car. And I was tweeting, I really hope this isn't a fluke. Because F1 is one of the great sports of all fucking time. And they just haven't had... Every sport goes through it. There'll just be a period that happens where there's just the competition isn't where it needs to be. So I am really excited about F1 for the first time in like 2-3 years because I've kind of been like lazily watching it. I would watch the start of the race and be like, all right, well, Lewis got in, if he's in first place after the first turn, the fucking race is over. So I would just wait for that race where he somehow fucked up in the time trial once every 20 races. And he was like, starting from like the second or third position. Then it could be fun to watch him basically overtake people eventually.